This is the blanket IGSA agreement with Moody Air Force Base. If you have no objection to me adding this to agenda, I'd like to add it to it and then let Ms. Dukes present. Any objection? Okay. Please, Ms. Dukes.
Thank you. We received this afternoon the final documentation for the blanket IGSA. If you all remember, we've been working on this over the past year. IGSA is the Intergovernmental Service Agreement that allows the county to manage some projects that fall under the terms of the agreement for Moody Air Force Base. What this does is allows us to provide our local government regulatory with respect to the bid process for them to be able to move forward with projects and not have to expend some of the funds that are usually involved with a federal regulatory project. So this allows Moody's local budget dollars to go further. It also puts a small percentage revenue back into Lowndes County to cover the cost of managing those projects. You all, if you remember, there's some of the things that Steve has brought to you recently where we have bid repairs for them on their utility system. So we will be, if you all choose to move forward with this agreement, one of a handful of communities across the United States that have been able to put these agreements together. The DoD's confidence in us comes from the first and then the second IGSA that we currently have for wastewater management, moving on to the Quiet Pines agreement, and now they're providing for this blanket. So I'm here to answer any questions that you all may have. There have been no changes since our last conversation at the retreat as far as this blanket agreement. It will be for small things like possibly some paving and some painting and smaller capital projects. There is a $15 million limit for the life of the grant over a 10-year period, so I didn't want you all to think that we were getting into building large structures or large projects for them. This is to help with some of those smaller things. 15 million? Over 10 years.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. Yeah. I mean, it really is a good opportunity, one, to return some of those dollars that's being spent out of the base, allow some of those dollars to come into businesses in the local community on small projects.
And they can get more done.
And they get more done. Their dollar will go further by doing it that way. It's a win-win for all of us. And that's, as y'all know, that's the one thing that we've always looked at with our friends in the Air Force Base is to find ways that we can work together that would be win-win opportunities. And again, this is one.
Can I have the honor of making a motion to approve?
You absolutely could.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve. We have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? Good. Also, now this agreement doesn't come effective tonight. There will actually be some assigning opportunity between myself and the wing commander or whomever that designee would be at some point in time, and then it will be official at that time. Y'all have approved it.
And before Walter kicks me under the table, the agreement is in the room.
Okay. All right. We'll now move on.